The mindset behind being an appointment setter and how crucial this is to actually booking 2, 3, 4, 5 calls per day and booking 20 calls per week. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Riyaadh, and we have our flagship program called High Level Consulting, where we basically help coaches and consultants make a shit ton of money. But besides that, I actually want to go deep behind mindset behind appointment setting and what actually changed for me and how it all clicked to me now being able to book 1 to 5 or 2 to 5 calls per day and about 20 calls per week. And at this point, actually hiring an appointment setter to outsource the entire process so we can actually work more on service delivery. So I'm going to touch on about 3 points that I've got written down here on my laptop. And one of the points is detaching yourself from the outcome, being data driven so you continue to track your numbers throughout the entire process, lean towards asking open-ended questions to continue to build rapport, and then the last one is, this is just like literally any other skill. I'm going to dive deep into every single one of them so you guys can understand how I think and how I'm able to actually book these calls based off the last video where we actually went over the live training with Matt Jacob. I'm going to actually link that up here for you. So let's just get straight into it, guys. So what do I actually mean by detaching yourself from the outcome? I know you get this a lot from sales, and a lot of people say that, you know what, you need to detach yourself from the outcome. That's the only way you can get the sale. And over time, I've understood that they're right. And not only do you need to do that when you're on a sales call, but it directly implies to when you're doing that in appointment setting. And why do I say that implies? Because you got to think of it in an abundance mindset, that you can't cling on to one prospect and you can't cling on to one person or 5 prospects when you're talking to them at the same time, because there's honestly millions of fish in the sea, and if one says no to you, just move on to the next one. That's the best mindset to have, and that's how you're able to bring out more volume, have more conversations, fix your conversations, increase your booking rate, and book more calls. So whether this is for you or you want to share this with your appointment setter, this is definitely going to be a complete game changer. One thing I got from one of my mentors, he goes, when you're appointment setting, literally just be a robot. Like, have no feelings behind the prospect, because at the end of the day, you two are behind the screen, and no matter the outcome, it really doesn't matter, because there's billions of people in this world. So if you think of it in abundance way, 1 out of 1 billion people, that really doesn't make a difference, right? So, but if you get consistently saying no, then you know you need to change your messaging, you need to change your structure, and go and have a watch at our video, and we will see a deep breakdown in how we actually go ahead and book appointments. And then the second point is being data driven. Being data driven is so crucial. It is so crucial that it can make or break your business. Because if you're not making decisions based off the data that you're getting, how are you supposed to scale your outbound prospecting or your inbound, right? Like, for example, say you're booking 30 calls, you want to up that to 60 calls, but you don't know exactly what you need to do in order to up it. I mean, in simple terms, you know you need to up the volume, but what if the real bottleneck is not enough messages being sent? What if the real problem is having bad conversations? What if the real problem is unqualified leads? I mean, I put them in quotation marks because I don't really see any prospect as unqualified until I've actually got on the sales call with them and actually have the conversation with them. And that's been another game changer, which is, don't look at any prospect, like, don't judge a prospect based off his book. And we'll actually get into that. I'll add that as a bonus to the end of this video. Being data driven is going to be so crucial, because you'll find out the exact bottleneck that you need to fix in order to actually grow your business, in order to get more sales calls booked, in order to fix the problems that your appointment setter or yourself who's setting appointments for your business know what to fix, right? So track your numbers, very, very key, extremely key. Track how many messages you're sending, how many of those are turning into book calls, how many of them are showing up, how many of them are not showing. What else do I like to track? I like to also track how many have replied and how many have not replied, how many are not interested. A lot of different metrics to really see what can actually help you boost your business over the next couple of months. That's point number 2. And then point number 3 is leaning towards asking open-ended questions. Now, when I say asking open-ended questions, make sure that it's based off the conversation you're having and not just off random conversations. Like, don't just mix different conversations into one conversation and make it a fucking pile of stew. Just make it so that it's relevant to the conversation that you're having. And the more open-ended questions you ask, the more rapport you build, the more the prospect opens up to you, the more it allows you to find leverage, which then allows you to book the call. So that's extremely key as well, asking more open-ended questions, as it allows you to build a relationship with the client. I mean, in today's day and age, there's a lot of people cold DMing, there's a lot of people just pitching, they're not listening. Now, if you just change that, they will see you completely differently to your competitors. You literally just need to change that, build a bit more rapport with them before getting on to asking them to book in a call. That could be a problem, right? But if you're not tracking your numbers, you wouldn't know. Track your conversations, you wouldn't know. So that goes back to point 2. But back to point 3, which is asking open-ended questions. Ask those open-ended questions to build rapport and have different kinds of conversations. Don't make every single conversation the same. I know a lot of people out there like to say, oh, use this script. This is the script that we use. Use this script. Use this script. I hate scripts. I'll be honest with you, straightforward. I would prefer a framework on how to do it, the principles behind how to do it, instead of a script. Because a script can always get outdated. A framework can never. Because you can always change the framework a little bit and it will start working again, right? If you understand the principles behind the framework, it makes it a lot easier for you to know what to do in order to get to where you want to get to. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm not just waffling on, right? And then the fourth, and I'll give you guys a bonus one. The fourth one is, honestly, this is just like any other skill. So maybe at some point in your time and in your life, you were learning how to ride a bike, and you kept stumbling over, but every time you stumbled, you go back up again and you did it again. Every time you stumbled, you go back up again and you did it again. And over time, you got so good at riding a bike that became effortless, right? It's the same thing with appointment setting. You got to keep those reps going. You got to keep having new conversations every day. You got to keep sending those links. You got to keep getting people to have to book meetings with you. You got to keep pitching. When I say pitching, I mean based off what they're telling you, the leverage they're telling you, right? So don't get pitching for just pitching straight up. Pitching based off the leverage they've given you and the conversation you've had. You got to keep this going. Like, the more you do, the better you get. The more reps you do, the better you get. The more offers you make, the more conviction you get. The more conversations you have, the easier it is to detach yourself from the outcome, right? And lastly, and the more conversations you have, the more data you have to know what is going wrong and what is going right? So, I mean, yeah, in a nutshell, detach yourself from the outcome. There's millions of fish, so don't worry about it. Make decisions based off your data and not off what you think is right, because data will always give you facts and your opinion doesn't really matter in a business. Just being straight up and blunt. Lean towards having open-ended conversations to build rapport. And then again, this is just like any other skill. You got to do it again and again and again and again and again until it becomes effortless, just like riding a bike. And my last point I would really want to touch is, if you really think about mindset of an appointment setter, if you add all of these 4 points together, you get an appointment setter that's a robot, that's booking meetings effortlessly, that's data driven, and scaling it becomes so simple because you know exactly what you need to do next. So really try and understand what I'm trying to say here and how this will definitely help your business grow and definitely help you book more calls. It's been an absolute game changer for me, adding these extra mindset hacks or mindset behind being an appointment setter. And actually been an absolute game changer for one of my clients called Riyaadh, which I'll also link a video here. It'll either be earlier or it'll be here. So yeah, you guys can also have a watch at that. But other than that, guys, I've given you 5 solid points of with a bonus. It was 4 with a bonus. I hope you guys really enjoy this, and if you guys do, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and actually comment what you guys actually want to see. And if you're a coach or consultant looking to scale past that 10, 15, 20k mark and want to scale to 50k per month, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to book in a call, and we'll just have a chat and we'll just take it from there. Other than that, guys, see you guys in the next video.